All right, Doug, this is Ryan Lane. Everybody, this is Ryan Lane. I'm here with Doug Noble, the seller of babyandpetgates.com. It also includes dogfolks.com. So, Doug, how's it going?
It's going really great. Thanks for letting us do this.
Oh, for sure. We love having them, and our buyers love having them too. It's an excellent source of revenue for them. So, let's get started here. Maybe.
All right, you can go
All right. Well,
through
let's
the
do a
slide.
little bit of house cleaning here, real quick. If all of you guys haven't already dialed into the audio, make sure you do so now, and just use your computer's integrated audio to listen in. If at all during the call you want to submit some questions for us, please do so using the questions feature in the webinar's control. Usually, I'll try to save the questions towards the end, but if you've got a question that's related to the particular slide we're looking at the particular time, we'll go ahead and try to get it out there right then. So, all right. Well, here's the deal, and as you can see, we got an annual revenue of 205,000 and some change. The cost of goods is about 107,000 with an annual profit of 47,000, and the current asking price is 150,000. So, Doug, you're on. What?
Okay, thanks a lot, Ryan. Um, okay, so this is obviously a snapshot of our website and the Baby and Pet Gates website. It's been around now for, oh goodness, about 5 or 6 years. And like a lot of other folks in the e-commerce good old days of Google, this site enjoyed the #1 rankings for quite a while in Google for both the terms baby gates and pet gates. And then Google did its little dance on everyone, and we disappeared for temporarily. But I'm going to show you a little bit later on in this presentation as to why this site is still in Google, not the way it used to be, but it's still in Google and it still receives a fair amount of organic traffic. Couple of notes on the front page here is that you'll see on the left-hand corner, we've got two things. One is basically a website certification process. This is TrustGuard, so this is a contract we have with TrustGuard that anyone wanting to purchase baby and pet gates would have to consider whether they wanted to use TrustGuard going forward. And then below that, we have Shopper Approved, which is a great tool if you haven't used it for e-commerce. We get hundreds of reviews this way, and we're able to showcase on a rotating basis the current reviews that have happened on our site. So again, it's a real positive reinforcement for people that do visit the site that this is a secure site and it's a popular site with customers.
Great. Now, hey, you said it started a while ago, Doug, but when exactly did you start this site? Launch it?
Um, I think it was in 2009 that we actually got this site operating. And we had just one or two suppliers at the time. And since then, we've increased the number of suppliers and we've made sure that we have the most popular suppliers of both baby gates and pet gates available. So we've got a great product selection for customers.
Great, great. And along with it comes dog folks as well, then.
Yeah, dog folks, let me just talk a bit about that. So on the baby and pet gate site, obviously we were focusing on the terms baby gates and pet gates, but we also knew that there was a large search volume for dog gates. And instead of trying to handle that all on the one website, we decided to see if we could launch another site that focused on dog related terms. And so we bought this. This was actually an aged domain when we bought it. So it's been around for quite a few years, probably 10 years. But we only bought it in about 2012. Then we put basically the same products that we've got on the Baby and Pet Gate site are here as well. but the terminology is all around dog gates. So
Okay,
that's the main difference here.
sure. And then here we got the analytics of it here. So
Yeah, so there you can see the baby pet gates. You can see it starting up in 2009. This was a domain name that we felt would be good to go with, and so it was a brand new domain name. And you can see when you look at the Dog Folks has been around since 2004, but we really did not use it or buy it until 2012, in that range. So that's why you're seeing the extended traffic on Dog Folks.
right. Okay.
Okay, so this is something that probably many of you have been curious about. This is our Google Analytics page, and you're seeing, pretty steady traffic um, on the Baby and Pet Gate site, and then it drops to nothing, and now it's coming back up again. So I'm going to explain that in two ways. The first way is um, Chris and I. Chris is my partner in this. Both of us really haven't been paying a lot of attention to Baby and Pet Gates. It's bringing money in on a steady basis, and we're happy about that. But we have another side of our business that's basically been taking all of our time. And when we got ready to sell the site um, through Latona's, we took a look at our analytics and realized that for some reason um, the Google Analytics code had dropped off our site. And so it's not that there wasn't any traffic in that time frame, it's that we lost our Google Analytics connection during that time.
Okay.
So that's one reason, and I'll talk a little bit. There's some other slides that are important to look at as well.
Okay, great. Well, as I can see here, it looks like pretty much almost all of your traffic is from the United States. Is that primarily because of shipping, or?
Well, it's basically we only sell in the United States. We did try to sell in Canada for a while, but it just wasn't practical. The reason you're seeing that much traffic actually from Canada is that one of our admin staff is from Canada, so every time she looks at the site, it's
Oh,
registering here. But no, it's entirely U.S. based, and even more than that is we only sell to the 48 mainland states. We don't sell in Alaska or Hawaii.
and I'm assuming that's just primarily due to the shipping costs and stuff.
Exactly. It's the whole site is set up on a free shipping basis.
Okay. Now, what products? Just quick question coming in. What products do you sell the most of, and what kind of margins do you have on that product?
Okay, so I think there's a slide later on that really captures some of that, and it
All right.
actually deals with a couple of questions, so maybe I'll push that off until we get there.
Perfect. This is just
Okay,
something we added in there. As you can see, we can go just add in there for those of you that might want to view it. You can see it's got quite a few backlinks, some referring domains, referring IPs and stuff like that. We'll leave that in there.
yeah, one of the
Again,
things that this slide shows is the keywords that are currently, um, according to this tool anyway, showing up for babyandpetgates.com. In actual fact, one of the advantages of babyandpetgates.com is we're going to show you a little bit later as to why we're getting so much organic traffic when we're no longer really ranking for the primary keywords of pet gates and baby gates or dog gates. But I'll show you why we get significant amount of organic traffic that other sites in this line of business just aren't getting. And I think it's an upcoming slide here.
yeah,
Okay, so let me explain this one. So this one is now for dog folks, and you can see we sort of had the same little blip happening, but it didn't disappear completely. So this, what occurred, and there's another slide that's really going to illustrate this well, but in the May timeframe, early May, maybe even late April, through till at the end of the first week of July, our major supplier went entirely inventory. Their inventory went completely out of stock, which was something that has never occurred before. And the reason they gave us was basically they took their products and threw their products up on Wayfair.com and got such a huge response that they end up just getting rid of depleting all of their inventory. This company, this is just one of the suppliers, is the most popular products that we have, and it's most popular by a long shot. And I'll explain that a little bit later. And so what happened is when they went out, um, we basically shut down all of our paid advertising and just basically almost closed the site down because it was really the most popular products were no longer available. So that's why you're seeing that huge drop that occurred on dog folks. We did the same thing on dog folks as we did on baby and pet gates.
But that's all been worked out since, and shouldn't
Yes, and we
happen
have a
again.
letter. If anyone wants to see it, we have a letter from that supplier explaining the whole situation and apologizing and saying, they're not going to let that happen again. They lost a lot of money as a result, and they know that people like ourselves lost money during that time frame.
Okay, great. And then this is just the same slide for dog folks as the past one for traffic as well. So
Hmm.
here, explain that. And again, the same slide for dog folks, as you can see. Pretty good backlinks. Same thing with the keywords. So here we got your traffic uniques most over the years.
Yeah, and I'm not sure which site this actually is for, but this looks to me like it's might be baby and pet gates. And again, what we're seeing is I almost think that this is organics here. Um,
These
so
would
I
be going off of what we got sent over from you guys. So in the
okay, I
thing.
really don't quite understand this one. Sorry to say, Ryan.
No problem.
Um, it doesn't really reflect what I'm comfortable with. Again, the views here, um, I'm not really sure what I'm seeing, so apologize for that, folks. But this isn't a slide that we typically use when looking at our stats.
Okay. Well, these basically there's just the unique views, and these are the what are these ones shows. This is just probably the page views based by months. We'll have those in there for anybody that's listening if they want. Obviously, if you want accurate stats, we can provide those at the time in it via email or whatever. So here you go.
Okay. This is where I'm going to explain why we kept so much of our unique um, organic traffic from Google. What we did on this site, and if you look at the site, you'll notice that our menuing, we're very specific on which gates, baby gates or pet gates, or in dog gates, the same thing on dog folks, um, which gates actually work for specific sizes of openings. So we'll have all the gates that support 48 inches. We'll have all the gates that support 72 inches. We'll have all the gates that support 23 inches. We'll have all the gates that support. So any customer that's coming to this site, as long as they know the dimension that they're trying to fit a gate to, they can go right into the exact dimension and find only the gates that will support that. In fact, what we've done is we've repackaged. Each of these suppliers provides the gates and extensions, and the extensions allow you to, have use that gate with various sizes and widths. And so what we did is we packaged those and priced them as a package so that the customer would not have to do any thinking about this. It would be if they wanted a 48-inch gate and they clicked on this one, we have packaged the gate plus the extension that works for 48 inches. So
Oh,
there's no guesswork. The customers love us for this. We've had tons of reviews about this is the best site they've found to be able to be certain that they're getting the right gate um, for their requirements, and that's why we get fairly decent conversion rates.
that's pretty good. Being a father of four and always had about at least two dogs in the house, I could tell you I bought many a dog gate and a kid gate as well, and I can't tell you how many times we have them that they end up being about an inch short or about 4 inches too long, or it's just a hassle. So
Yeah,
that's pretty impressive.
and the cool thing about this too is not only are we satisfying customers, but because we've set up each of our product pages like this, well, these are actually category pages. Google has picked up and all of the URLs and indexed all of the URLs on these categories. And because not too many other companies do this, we rank. If somebody searches for, a 48-inch baby gate, we're in the rankings because it's just so unusual that Google can actually find somebody that has it.
Good.
And so this is where we're getting most of our generic traffic.
It's from doing just that right there.
Yeah. Okay, so we're bouncing over now to the admin system. Um, and just wanted to kind of give you an idea about what's possible within the admin system. This is our order page. The process is very simple. Not only are the orders reflected on the admin site and the order page, but you also get an email telling you that a customer has ordered a particular product. And we usually get, it's not huge volumes of orders. We usually get, I think it's averaging about 3 to 4 orders a day. Some days you'll get 10, some days you'll get one. But it averages out to about 3 or 4 orders a day. So it's not that difficult to deal with the volume of support that's required here. So basically you'll come into the system and you can see we've got a couple that are pending and a whole bunch more that are processed. And then you basically just click on the one that's a pending one. If you want to go to the next slide. Right, so in this slide I've kind of blocked out the address information of the customer here, but you get the billing address as well as the shipping address, so it's flexible enough that you get both of these. So that the customer can, buy it and then send it to their daughter or son or whatever. Or what we've had happen is people are buying new houses and they want the gates for their new houses, and so they send it to their new place. Anyway, so what you got is you get the products that you want that the customer has ordered. All you have to do is to take that product information along with the shipping address information and send that off to the supplier. This is all a drop ship business. So
So that's 100% drop ship. Everything is drop shipped.
100%. So simply the supplier will send that off to the customer for you, and then the supplier will return when they have shipped it. They'll send you the shipping information, and then you just pass that on to the customer as well. So if we go to the next slide, this is where the current status is pending, and you can change these statuses. And what you basically do here is you would put a note in saying that what we do anyway is that we've received it. They get an automatic confirmation of their order, but what we do is we send them another note saying we've now processed your order, and please allow 48 hours and for shipping. And so if you go to the next slide, you'll see here we've already done that. So now it's got the history that we sent that note off to the customer. This system will automatically track each note that you send to the customer, so you can get the full history of the conversation if there is any. And so again, what would happen next is if we got the shipping information, we'd come in here and we'd say it has shipped, and we'd provide the shipping information to the customer this way. So it's basically 3 hits and you're done with this customer.
Huh. Simple. Now, is that a custom software that you guys had made, or
Great question, Ryan. This template we bought as part of a course teaching us how to do e-commerce. And since that time, the company that did this has basically dropped support for this template. Um, so there's good and bad news to that. The bad news is that it's not up to date in some areas where I'll show you in a few minutes. Um, the good news is the source code, so all the program code that belongs to this template is yours, and you can do whatever you want with it. So
okay?
if you do need to make changes that are beyond the scope of the admin system, you can just get a programmer to do it because you've got all the code.
Okay, great. A quick question for back there when I didn't see it originally when you were showing the pet gates and the prices on there. One of the viewers wanted to know if the manufacturers all have a strictly enforced MAP pricing on the gates.
That's a great question. We only have one manufacturer that's got map pricing, um, and they are probably the second highest selling product that we've got, um, and it's also the highest profit product that we've got.
Okay,
um, but what we've done is we've priced all of these products so that we do free shipping on everything, and most of these suppliers are all East Coast suppliers. So it's one price for everybody. So we take a bit of a hit if it's a California-based customer, and then we do better than expected on an East Coast customer. So it averages out. But the pricing that we've used is understanding that we have to pay for shipping,
right.
and it also understands the map pricing, and it's designed to give us a $40 per sale profit
Okay.
on average.
And have you ever looked into like a West Coast supplier to handle West Coast sales that would could cover some of the gates, or is that just too much?
Yeah, that's it's basically what we've done is we've stayed with the most popular suppliers in the marketplace.
Okay.
So we have all of the most popular suppliers, and people do search for brand names specifically. So we've got the brand names that they'd be most interested in.
Okay.
Okay, so just a few more things you can do with the admin system. The store settings. This is where you'd go in and you'd state, who you are, what the email address is for correspondence, what your home base is, and so on, and your phone number. We do have a 1-866 number that we supply, and we get about say about 3 to 4 calls a day. Um, but you have a choice. You can either answer those directly. We tend to we have someone supporting that from 9 to 5. But you can also set it up so that it's just going to voice message, and then you can call back once a day. Um, so it's important to have a 1-866 number, and that's the way we do it. You can see with the other things in the menuing on the left here is that you can do the code insertion, which is basically Google Analytics code and all that. It's simple. You just take your Google code, stick it in there, and it populates through all the pages. You can update your header and your footer however you want. You can get into the home page and do all the content on the home page. It's all what you see is what you get type of processing here. The store template, there's a number of templates to choose from. I strongly recommend that if you do buy this, that you stay with the current template, mostly because it's all designed to flow with the color that's most popular to people. We've tested this, and it also aligns well with the logo.
Right.
Um, then there's info boxes. So again, you can add info boxes like I showed you earlier, where we have the Trust Guard and the shopper approved process down the left-hand side of the website. Those are info boxes, and you can add as many of those as you want. Um, There's a virtual greeter. It's an availability. If you have a service where you can, where the person walks on the page and says, "Hi, welcome to the site." If you want that, this will support it. You'd have to buy the service somewhere.
Okay.
Okay, so this is when you're adding products. It allows you to just go in, you set up your categories, you set up your attributes, what colors and so on that products have, and you can apply the those attributes to each product separately. Um, you can identify if there's accessories that go with each of these products, what brand they belong to. You can manage your reviews here for each of the products. Um, you can, if you want to, identify certain products as featured products and then allow them to appear on the home page. You can do coupons. Um, this is the part where I said that this template's no longer supported. So things like um, exporting products, that just does not work because you can export it. It does go into a spreadsheet, but if you're using that spreadsheet, like it shows a little bit further down in the menuing there about shopping portal feeds, the shopping portal feeds in this template are out of date. So you you cannot automate that process. You really have to do it manually.
Okay.
It's one of the downfalls of the unsupported template. But anyway, this is where you add all your categories, add all your products. It's quite simple. You just attach. What we've done is we've got all of our products identified in packages, and we can attach them to several categories. So you can just do the product once, attach it to as many categories as you want, just to make it, again, making it as easy as possible for the customer to find what they're looking for. What else can I say about this page? There is reports. I think I do have a page on that. Oh, you've got all your payment and shipping and tax information. Right now, we're based out of New Hampshire, so New Hampshire does not have a sales tax, so we do not charge any taxes to our customers. But if you were in a situation where you needed to do that, the whole process of setting up tax related to each state and so on is available in this system. You can also, if you would rather not do free shipping and you'd rather, figure out how to, uh, you know, uh, be as fair as possible to people depending on where they live, you can go in and create shipping zones and then attach, a specific cost to that zone and do your shipping costs like that. So it's all possible here. Um,
Okay. Do you
I think
sell on Amazon or eBay or anything like that with these?
we do not sell. That's one of the things that's, I think, an advantage to anyone who wants to go forward with this is that we've basically done very little as far as marketing this.
Okay.
In fact, we don't do any more SEO. We've got some basic Google AdWords ads, but we really don't pay much attention to them as either. So there's lots of opportunity if someone wants to really get in and market this to do much better than we are.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Here's an example of again the payment options, how you'd set it up. So we're set up mainland USA only, so it's as simple as that. And so if someone goes in and tries to buy from Alaska, it just won't let them do it.
Right.
I think I spoke to most of the rest. Okay, so this is an interesting slide for two reasons. So this is the report section. You can get your top viewed, your top purchased products. If you have articles that you can add to the page and you want to check those out, you can do that, etc. But what was really important here is when I just popped this top viewed products report up, the what I was talking about before, where one supplier um, basically was out of stock for a couple of months. The top five of our top viewed products are that supplier,
Hmm.
and it basically can't see the numbers here, but if you were able to see the numbers, they would be on the far right of this report. They dwarf those top five dwarf the rest of the views. So that's how important this one supplier is.
Okay, and are they the only supplier that sells that particular kind of gate?
Yes, that's not exactly, but they are the best at it. So you have a few different types of gates. So there's what we call fixed gate. So this is where you have to screw the gate into the walls or into your doorways in order to have it work. Or there's what's called a pressure mounted gate. And a pressure mounted gate is just a matter of there's basically some screws at the edge of the gates that allow you to just pressurize it to the wall. So you don't have to screw anything into the wall. That is the most popular thing with customers. And what this company has is the availability to go from anywhere from 2.5 feet to 12 feet, any width from 2.5 feet to 12 feet
Well,
with these pressure mounted gates. Nobody else can do that.
wow.
Nobody. So this is why they're so popular.
So, and how long have
um,
they been one of your suppliers? Have they been there since the beginning?
they've been since the beginning, but they only came up with the capability to really expand out to that 12-foot mark,
Okay.
probably within the last 2 years. So again, they didn't realize how popular they would become, and I believe, from what I've seen anyway, they're probably the number one company in the U.S. right
Right. And then
now
be,
because of this capability.
yeah, that's pretty important. I mean, like I said,
And
we
there's
have
one
multiple
other type of
gates.
yeah, there's one other type of gate we sell, and you see that in the sixth and seventh most viewed, and that's freestanding gates,
Sure.
which don't attach anywhere.
So
They basically have feet.
on the same track of those suppliers, how many other suppliers do you have besides them?
We've gone through several suppliers, but I think right now we're working with about six.
Okay.
The
And
reason we've gone through them is not because, bad relationships with them. It's just some of their gates just don't sell. So no use sticking with them if they don't sell.
okay. Okay. So here's our revenue. I think we already went through here where we
Yeah,
ran out of gates.
that's reflecting the out of stock situation.
Same with that one. That's your cost of goods sold.
I just mentioned this with drop shipping, and especially with this product. These products are average about $150 a sale, um, maybe just slightly higher than that. And so the beauty of the drop ship is you've got the money before you order it, so it's not a worry at all about having to be able to finance it. It's just you get the money from the customer before you order it from the supplier, and then once you order it, they take it right off your credit card. You can work other arrangements with them, but I've just found that this is the easiest, and we've tried to keep everything as easy as possible.
Okay. How does the warranty or returns work? They send them to you. You send them to the supplier.
Yeah, so no, nothing comes back to us. So, in all situations, if a customer had something with, their product was broken or whatever on shipment, they let us know, we let the supplier know, and the supplier gives us a number that we send to the customer, and then what the supplier does is they send shipping information to have the product shipped back directly to the supplier. And as a result of that, again, we don't touch it. We just make sure that our customer is getting the service they need. Um, if they want to return it because for whatever reason they want to return it, there's usually a 30-day window where you can do that. And there's a restocking fee that the suppliers will charge, so you just have to work that out with the customer.
Okay.
Here's another good slide though that shows again how those first five products dwarf the rest. As far this is actually the purchased product, so you can see again these first five are all uh, from this one company, and how much they dwarf the sales of the other products, the other suppliers.
Amazing. So all five of those are from the one main company.
Yeah. And so when they went down, that was really a hit. But you know, they learned their lesson as well.
So you also sell the replacement parts and everything on the site as well. It's not just the gates.
Yeah, which is we do get traffic because of that as well.
Okay.
There's a lot of sites that do not sell the replacement parts, and again, it's just a matter of keeping the customers happy. You don't get a lot of return business, but you do, you know, even as Ryan was said, he's bought two or three gates for his pets. Um, you do get some repeat business, and you know, some people will buy five, six gates for their house. So
Sure. Got to keep the kids in the one spot, you know.
that's so you see the same thing with the expenses during that time frame. All our expenses dropped too because it was we weren't buying product.
Sure. That's just because there's no product sold.
Yeah.
So go ahead and tell us about the day-to-day operation of the site. How much time you guys put in? How many hours?
Yeah,
Uh,
so it's fairly straightforward in that, as I told you, we get about you know 3 to 4 sales average per day. So what we do is once a day in the morning we come in and look at what orders are in the system, and we simply take copy paste the information from the admin system, um, and we send emails to the suppliers saying please ship to these customers. So that at 3 or 4 sales takes you no time at all. Then, as I also mentioned, we get uh, you know 3 to 5 phone calls a day, and we also get maybe about 3 emails a day. So it's a matter of you know answering those to the best of our ability. The calls are generally, even though we have the best site available as far as these are the gates that you need to buy for your dimensions, um, we will get people still not confident that would call us up and say, you know, I'm still wanting to be sure that I've got the right gate. So that's what most of the calls are about. Other ones might be, you know, return situations where, as I mentioned, it's just a matter of capturing the information and connecting with your supplier, and all of that happens with the supplier. Um, so that's generally it from a admin perspective.
right.
It's really not that time consuming.
Okay. Now, it's in saying all that, is there some sort of an automated system that automatically syncs the orders and the shipping information from the manufacturers and the customers, or do you do it all manually?
It's
Just
all manual. I'm not really aware of any way to actually automate that. There may be some suppliers of bigger companies that can do that, but the ones that, again, I'm working with the most popular ones. And basically, there's just the one communication from us to them telling you, here's a sale, please process it. Then there's one communication from them to us saying, we've shipped it, here's the shipping information. And again, we let the customer know that we processed the order, and we let them know that it's now shipped. We also, you know, just to keep customer satisfaction as high as possible, we also send them a note uh, about a week later, just, you know, saying, you know, have you received everything and everything's good, hopefully. And you know, if you're so inclined, would you mind doing a product review?
right,
But that's the extent of our communications.
right. So what do you predict in the future? What could you feel if there's anything you haven't done or could do better to help the site grow? And what are your expectations of anybody that were to purchase this? What they could do with it?
Um, the advantage of this product line is uh, people are never going to stop getting pets, and people are never going to stop having babies. Um, and so I'm not sure what the population growth is going to be, but the fact is that this market just tends to be steady, steady, steady as far as demand goes. Um, what's possible, and we really, as I said, we haven't really spent the time that we should spend with this. We do have other businesses that we're trying to really push forward, and that's where our time commitment is going. There's all kinds of opportunities with this site and with these products to market them in many different places. Um, we just have not done that. The only thing that we've done is as I mentioned, some basic AdWords, uh, and we don't even spend a lot of time reviewing the results of the AdWords. So I think there's opportunity in AdWords, there's opportunity in Bing and Yahoo, there's opportunity in Facebook, etc. There's many different ways to market that we just have not explored.
Right. You mentioned Facebook? Do you guys have Facebook, Twitter accounts already set up, or
No, we don't. We
okay?
have nothing there at all.
Have you ever thought about or tried to do any kind of cross marketing with other products related, pet bowl, dog bowls, leashes, collars, or anything related to babies as well? Have you ever tried to cross market those in the
That's
site?
another great question, Ryan. Is that would be the logical thing to do here that we just have not done. Um, we do have in the admin system. There's I think somewhere close to 4,500 customers with their names, their email addresses, their phone numbers, their mailing addresses. Um, so we haven't even tried to target that group with additional types of product lines. Um, but yes, you can also set up opportunities to say, if you're buying this, would you also like to have that? We haven't done that either. So again, there's lots of growth potential um, in that regard. I think I can't tell you what percentage of growth is available doing that, but I do know that we have not done any of it. So it's wide open.
Okay. And then the almighty question that everybody always asks: why are you selling this thing?
And that is a great question. So we ask ourselves that from time to time. Why would we sell a site that's actually making us money on a regular basis? um, and the answer to that's quite simple. We have moved into a new line of business that requires significant upfront funding, and where this particular business doesn't. Um, and so we looked at, how could we fund this? And, there's various ways, going through banks and so on. But so we made the decision that, if we could get a decent amount of money for these websites, which we think there is great value here, that we would use that money to fund our new businesses.
Perfect. Well, I've been asking most of the questions as they come along, uh, so we just been throwing them out there. I think you've answered most of them pretty clearly. A couple more. Let's see here. We asked that one. Uh, okay. Well, I had someone ask, what is the percentage of repeat and new clients? I think you briefly answered that.
Yeah, I would say, it's in the 10 to 15% might be a repeat.
Okay. But you also said you don't do any kind of remarketing either. You don't contact them after the sale or anything like either, right?
Correct.
Okay. How many suppliers? All of those. I think we've asked most of the questions. Add the cross sells. They handle the warranties. So that's about it, everybody. Unless there's any other last minute questions coming out. If anybody's interested in this, wants any more information on it, Doug's fully willing to jump on a call, talk about anything with any of you that might want. You guys can feel free to get a hold of me, and we'll go ahead and get your information over. Thanks for being here, Doug. Appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Thank you very much.
Take care.